Good evening, you're watching News Today. I'm Preeti Choudhry. Our top focus talking point this evening, viewers, after the funeral of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, why the politics which has erupted over Dr. Singh's funeral. We're going to delve deeper into that. A funeral face-off, justified or unwarranted, distasteful. Our top focus, viewers, is the politics that is brewing over former Prime Minister Dr. Singh's funeral. The Congress has accused the Modi government of grave injustice to the departed leader and listed what it calls were shortcomings in the way the last rites were conducted, saying that the legacy and the memory, the family of Dr. Singh was disrespected. The BJP has rejected these charges. Here's the full report.
Manmohan Singh, in public life, was known for his personal integrity, dignified conduct, soft-spoken nature, traits that won him respect and admiration across the political divide. In his death, the former Prime Minister, unfortunately, is at the center of an unsavory political storm. Charges are flying thick and fast over every aspect of the state funeral accorded to the departed leader.
निगमबोध घाट पर कब आपने सुना कि किसी पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री की अंत्येष्टि हुई है? हम कम बोले क्योंकि ऐसा मौका नहीं था। मनमोहन सिंह जी के परिवार के लिए फ्रंट रो में 3 कुर्सियां, उनकी 3 बेटियां हैं, उनकी पत्नी है, उन बेटियों के परिवार हैं। ये कोई पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री को इस तरह का सम्मान देंगे आप?
Where else can you do it other than Nigambodh Ghat? That is the first point. Is there any other ghat you can do it? No, you cannot. If you had to do it in Rajghat to produce a new place, with that kind of rain, I am not so sure. The body was brought in at 11 o'clock to the party headquarters. Let's say even if you started the previous evening, you would have had to drain it, erect structures, etc. So I think they are trying to create a controversy where there is room for none.
The Congress claims it had suggested space for memorial, which wasn't considered.
यहां तक बात हुई कि साहब आप शक्ति स्थल से कुछ ले लीजिए जमीन, लेकिन इनको स्मारक वहीं होना चाहिए और अंत्येष्टि वहीं होनी चाहिए जहां स्मारक बनेगा। नहीं माने, क्यों नहीं माने? पूछिए इनसे।
It could have been very easy for Dr. Manmohan Singh, this thing, if he could have provided one of the 2 remaining stops. But no, we received a letter. Mallikarjun Kharge ji said that they want a special memorial to be erected for Dr. Manmohan Singh. The Home Ministry issued a response on a public statement in which they said that the government has agreed to that special site for a memorial to be erected in honor of Dr. Manmohan Singh.
Even the immersion of ashes on Sunday became a flashpoint, with the BJP questioning why no Congress leader was present on the occasion. The Congress on Monday issued a press statement saying party leaders stayed away from the ceremony after discussion with Manmohan Singh's family and out of deference to the family's privacy. While the Grand Old Party accuses Narendra Modi government of injustice to Singh's memory, the BJP leadership has accused the Gandhis of insulting him when he was the Prime Minister.
ये वही कांग्रेस है जिसने पीएम मनमोहन सिंह जी को के ऊपर सुपर पीएम के रूप में मैडम सोनिया गांधी जी को बिठा करके पीएम पद की गरिमा को धूमिल किया। पीएम मनमोहन सिंह जी का अपमान जिस तरह से राहुल गांधी ने अध्यादेश ऑर्डिनेंस को फाड़ करके किया था, इसकी कोई दूसरी मिसाल नहीं दिखने को मिलती है। और आज वही राहुल गांधी पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री स्वर्गीय मनमोहन सिंह जी को के मौत पर भी राजनीति कर रहे हैं।
The controversy surrounding Manmohan Singh's last rites is disrespectful to the memory of the former Prime Minister, to say the least. Given the politics on the issue, it remains to be seen how soon the Modi government and the Congress can agree on a fitting memorial to the leader who is credited with launching the economic reforms that transformed India. Bureau Report, India Today.
Because while this entire political battle is being fought on social media, there is another battle, rather unsavory, very, very disrespectful and very distasteful, where both sides of the political divide going after each other at the back of the funeral of Dr. Manmohan Singh. The questions that we're raising tonight: why the politics over Dr. Singh's funeral? We didn't see it in the times of Pranab Mukherjee. We did not see it in the times of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. A funeral face-off ensuing justified or even warranted? Is Dr. Singh's Congress's last middle-class hero? All of that coming up. Our guests are with us. Aarti Radhika Jairat, senior journalist; Rashid Kidwai, political analyst; Sanju Verma, BJP national spokesperson; Bhavya Narsimhamurthy, Congress spokesperson. I want to begin with the political analyst first. And Rashid Kidwai, for somebody who studied the Congress for a very long time, I want to bring you in up front. This was the first time, Rashid Kidwai, that a funeral like this was warranted, asked by the Congress, which somebody who wasn't a Nehru-Gandhi member. You know, if you hark back in public memory, I would reckon this was the time where the entire Congress came together asking for, a memorial site, asking that the government steps in and gives Dr. Singh their due. Would you reckon, is that the reason now we are singing, that we are witnessing such a fierce face-off?
I think, Preeti, we must remember a couple of things. Dr. Singh's popularity or acceptance was much, beyond the Congress party. He was, in a way, a middle-class hero. We and you, Preeti, know that there are hundreds and thousands of people who may not, have voted for Congress or who do not believe in Congress ideology, but they have, they had a lot of regard and affection for Manmohan Singh. So I think in that context, the BJP misread, so to say, the political part of it. Second thing is that, there is a sentiment involved in the whole thing, and there is a lot of trust deficit that exists, unfortunately, between the two major political parties, and both are equally perhaps responsible for it. But because of this trust deficit between two major political parties, that we are witnessing this very unfortunate episode. The BJP could have employed, 2-3 persons who had a greater understanding of politics and, the cross-party kind of affiliation to, have it very smooth, because the government is quite serious and sincere about having a memorial. But then a memorial comes 4 months, 6 months down the line, it will have no, meaning or substance. So I think the BJP misread, I would say, the political situation in the wake of Dr. Manmohan Singh's death.
Aarti Jairat, I want to bring you in. Why do you think? Because we are seeing what we are seeing. Because at one level, there's a clear understanding that possibly Dr. Singh is going to become larger in death than he was in life in terms of how we look at him. The second question, Aarti Jairat, we didn't see this kind of dirty politics take place at the time of Atal Bihari Vajpayee or even Pranab Mukherjee. Why with Dr. Singh's funeral?
It's very, very sad that this kind of politics is happening. And I'm sure for Dr. Manmohan Singh's soul, it must be a very disturbing thing, because, he was a man who didn't like this kind of controversy. He was such a simple and humble person. A few questions do arise, Preeti. One is that there is a place called the Rashtriya Smriti Sthal, which was set up in 2013 which is supposed to be a place where former prime ministers are cremated. So A.K. Gujral was cremated there, Chandrasekhar was cremated there, Atal Bihari Vajpayee was cremated there, but not Manmohan Singh. Manmohan Singh's body was taken to Nigambodh Ghat and cremated. Frankly, I don't understand the reason for that decision when you already have a designated spot for the cremation of former prime ministers. And I think that's something that the government must explain why that happened. As far as the memorial is concerned, I mean, it's unfortunate that the Congress and the BJP cannot see eye to eye on anything whatsoever. So I think this memorial is going to be dragged. The controversy over it is going to be dragged for a long period, and it's just going to get uglier and dirtier, which is really sad, because this is no way to remember Dr. Manmohan Singh. And why are they fighting over Dr. Manmohan Singh? Well, I mean, I think Rashid put his finger on it. He is a kind of middle-class hero. He is not a kind of mass leader and has never been a mass leader. But for the middle classes who have benefited from the economic reforms and have seen their wealth grow, their businesses grow, who, sort of entered the, sort of consumer market. Mm-hmm. He is a hero because he did that. And I think, both parties would like to own his legacy basically as an outreach to that middle class, which is a significant which is a significant vote bank. In 2009, we saw the impact of that because the Congress actually swept all the, cities, the major urban areas and everything. The Congress swept in that year. So obviously, this was a response to, the kind of growth that we had seen during Manmohan Singh's first tenure. Right. And I think this is something that both parties, this is a legacy that both parties would like to appropriate. So they're fighting. And unfortunately, the fight has become very bitter and ugly.
No, bitter, ugly and dirty and unwarranted. But Sanjua Verma, I want to bring you in on this, and taking off from what Aarti Jairaj says. There is a connect which the middle class feels with Dr. Singh. And why I say that was because I was at the time where his body was brought in at the Congress headquarters. There were thousands out there who came in. He wasn't a mass leader. He wasn't really a political leader. But there were hundreds. And in that hundreds, there were a clutch of people who came in from as far as Saharanpur, from as far as even Gujarat, just coming in to pay their tribute to Dr. Singh. So Sanjua Verma, why such an unsavory debate? Even it's just been days since the funeral rites were conducted of Dr. Singh. And why I say that is, instead of getting into rhetoric, I want to take you through the charges so you'd be able to respond better. Number one, the Congress feels, Sanjua Verma, and even the family feels, that there was no agency allowed except DD News. The focus was on entirely Modi and Shah, not on family. Many who would have watched the proceedings would have thought that this is the funeral of a BJP leader, not possibly a Congress leader. Number two, the charge was only 3 chairs were kept in the front row for Dr. Singh's family, while the others were taken with protocol dignitaries, be it the president, the vice president, be it the prime minister, home minister, defense minister, and so on and so forth. Number 3 charge, that the prime minister did not stand up when the national flag handed over or during the gun salute. Charge number 4, family given inadequate space around the pyre due to soldiers occupying one side. Most of them, as per the Congress, were security of the Prime Minister, the President and the Vice President and the Home Minister. Charge number 5, the public was kept entirely out watching from outside the venue. Charge number 6, Amit Shah's motorcade disrupted the procession, leaving family cars outside. Charge number 7, that Dr. Singh's grandchildren who lit the pyre had to actually jostle for space, and many did see that, Sanjua Verma. Charge number 8, diplomats were seated elsewhere and not visible, and the entire funeral area was cramped and poorly organized.
Preeti, you have very pointedly listed out 8 charges by the Congress party. Now, I need some time to rebut pointedly.
Yes, Congress and the family, Ms. Verma. Go ahead, ma'am.
Preeti, can I please? Yeah, and it is my humble request to you. I don't wish to be interjected when I'm making my point, because I listen very intently to you, and I will now say what I need to say, and I will not have anyone put words into my mouth. First and foremost, point number 1, for the Congress to use former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's Sikh credentials is the most reductionist mindset on display, because this is the same Manmohan Singh. In 1985, he was sacked as the RBI governor by Rajiv Gandhi and shunted to the Planning Commission. And then Rajiv Gandhi had the audacity to call Planning Commission members, including Manmohan Singh, a bunch of jokers. Yes, Manmohan Singh was called a joker by Rajiv Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi's father. And look at the copious crocodile tears being shed today. Point number 2. Let's be very clear that if you're saying that, Manmohan Singh is the architect of India's economic liberalization, then Manmohan Singh and P.V. Narasimha Rao are 2 sides of the same coin, at least as far as India's economic liberalization goes. How is it that you are crying today for Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, but you did not even allow P.V. Narasimha Rao's dead body into AICC headquarters. Point number 3. Who gave a Bharat Ratna to P.V. Narasimha Rao in 2024? Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government. Who gave Bharat Ratna to Pranab Mukherjee, a career congressman for the longest time? It was in 2019 that even a Bharat Ratna to Pranab Mukherjee was awarded by the Modi government. Point number 4. Does the Congress party care about the Sikh community? No. From desecrating the Harmandir Sahib, that is Indira Gandhi who did so, to Rajiv Gandhi saying about the Sikh genocide of 1984, अरे जब बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो धरती थोड़ी हिलती है. To Sam Pitroda, a Congress darbari, saying when asked about the Sikh genocide, so what? हुआ तो हुआ, हुआ तो हुआ, हुआ तो हुआ attitude रखने वाले Congress darbari, Congress ecosystem, Congress court jesters are today questioning the bona fides of the Modi government. थोड़ी शर्म बची है या नहीं? And point number 5, wait. Point number 5, very quickly. 1953, Syama Prasad Mukherjee died. Nehru did not attend the funeral. 1950, you had Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel who died. Nehru did not attend the funeral. 1956, Ambedkar died. Nehru did not attend the funeral. So much so that when Rajendra Prasad, the first president of independent India, died, Nehru wrote a letter to Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan saying Rajendra Prasad ka last rites attend karne ki zarurat hai hi nahi. And this is the party which is today lecturing Modi government. My point number 6, very quickly. Where is Rahul Gandhi today, Preeti? He is holidaying with some new Santa in Vietnam when the state is having a 7-day national mourning for former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. But Congress ecosystem Rahul Gandhi से सवाल नहीं पूछेगा. नहीं वियतनाम जाने की क्या जल्दी थी आपको? Point number 7. You had 8 charges. Point number 7. Last. Point number 7. Who's the person? Point number 7. Though you had 8 allegations, but I think very quickly. Point number 7. Who are the people today who are crying for Manmohan Singh and saying that the BJP does not care about Sikhs? Do you know what happened in October 2014? This is something that Rashid Kidwai will endorse. For the first time ever after the 1984 Sikh riots, it took a leader of Narendra Modi's stature to constitute an SIT to probe the Sikh genocide, and Sajjan Kumar is today behind bars thanks to Narendra Modi.
Sanju Verma, I want to bring in the Congress spokesperson and I'm going to circle back with you on a question. For the sake of a debate, I might agree with everything that you're saying because you're on this network. Let me say I agree with all of that. But the question I will ask you and I will circle back to you is, how does that take away from disrespecting Dr. Singh's funeral point by point, which I had raised? So, I'm going to come back with that question. And fine, you gave your, your point of view, well taken, but you didn't answer my question. But I want to cut across to Bhavya Narasimha Murthy as well. Bhavya Narasimha Murthy, at this point of time, would you reckon that maybe the Congress raising all of these issues is a tad distasteful, unnecessary? Many would suggest politicizing the memory, the legacy of Dr. Singh?
You just gave 8 points, listing out the way BJP government has disrespected one of the best statesmen India has ever seen. And the justification, I can't believe the BJP spokesperson Sanju Verma gave those pointers as a justification for the disrespect and mismanagement of the former Prime Minister. And she's getting away with it. Is this even a justification for what is happening? Is this debate on bashing Nehru Gandhi family, or is this about Manmohan Singh and his funeral? Listen, I'm addressing the BJP spokesperson here. This loss is personal to Congress party. And it is the duty of the current government to respect the former Prime Minister who laid the foundation for the modern Indian economy, literally. If Narendra Modi is a Prime Minister today and India is even surviving after his disastrous policies, it is because of the foundation that the same Manmohan Singh ji has laid out. It was your duty, being in power, to respect the Prime Minister of this country and send him off in a very dignified manner. The President of Congress Party had written to you requesting for a place which can be converted into a memorial. They were even ready to offer space in Shakti Sthal. But that was not accepted. He was not even cremated where even Vajpayee ji, who recently passed away, where he was cremated. This particular place, what is it called? Some Nigambod
Ghat.
That is not a place. Yes. That is not a place a prime minister of his stature should be cremated. I'm not sure if you people think this is politicizing, so be it. If not for us, for whom this loss is personal, if not for every Indian for whose future was decided by him. Sorry to say this, I know BJP doesn't give a damn about our past because they think we got our freedom from 2014. And they justify Narendra Modi's government and his economic policies. They don't even understand the value of an economist, the way Congress people and the Indians understand. Whether it is MNREGA, whether it is right to education.
Please allow her to speak.
Right to information, all of this. The way she's showing her thumbs down without even just... Look at the justification she gave. For all the questions you asked, she's just bashing Gandhi Nehru family, just like how her topmost leaders do. They have an explanation for every problem, every question the public or the media gives them. Their answer is bashing the Nehru and the Gandhi family. This is about our ex-Prime Minister, one of the best statesmen, Manmohan Singh ji. So let's bring back the debate to the same topic, Sanjua Verma.
I want to bring in Rashid Kejriwal. Allow me to bring in Rashid Kejriwal back into this conversation and Aarti Jairath back into this conversation. Rashid Kejriwal, I know you raised your hand. You wanted to make a point where, make that point. The question that I ask you, Rashid Kejriwal, because you've covered the Congress, all of this which is ensuing right now, there's a reason. There's a rhyme for every reason. And that possibly comes in from the fact, Rashid Kejriwal, that number one, what I started the debate with, that this was the first time the Congress did what it did in terms of, wanting a memorial, getting the mortal remains of Dr. Singh or a former Prime Minister inside the Congress headquarters, celebrating his life, all of that. With what we've seen, with the Congress this time we have never seen the Congress do earlier, only for Nehru, Gandhi Prime Ministers or a member of the Nehru-Gandhi family. So having said that, all of this is now coming in full circle because the BJP has enough baggage and ammunition to go after the Congress with.
Yeah, so I think, Preeti, first of all, I want to clarify for the sake of accuracy, not for a political position, that Nehru did attend, Sardar Patel's funeral, and for Times of India, it was there, front page photograph was there, both Sardar Patel Nehru and Rajendra Prasad were there, and it's also a matter of fact that Sardar Patel's daughter, Manuben Patel, she got twice, she was member of parliament from the Congress party. That part. See, the key point here is that Manmohan Singh and the Congress have had a very good, political equation, Sonia Gandhi as well as Rahul Gandhi and Dr. Manmohan Singh. For past 10 years, there were several, Preeti, there were several overtures were there that Dr. Manmohan Singh, either by his writing or pronouncements, should make a kind of pronouncement about the UPA or Sonia Gandhi being Sonia Gandhi, what she was, that there was a reference to NSC, etc. Again, for the sake of accuracy, the NSC was part of NSC members, they're all the TADA was all coming from PMO. It was part of PMO, the National Advisory Council that was headed by Sonia Gandhi. So it was under Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. So the relationship between Manmohan Singh and Congress has been very strong and substantial. And that is why you see, other than, of course, the personal equations apart, is you see this outpouring of this genuine emotions that we saw in the Congress party, and many of the leaders were seen displaying that.
Okay. Aarti Jairath, the reason why the BJP is going after the Congress, and both I'm sure you've seen on social media and otherwise, is the sheer fact that the Congress seems to have finally broken the mold. Because this is now the kind of messaging that went down to their cadre, the kind of optics that went out to the people of the country, wasn't just a Nehru-Gandhi party. You're respecting a former congressman, you're giving him his due, you're celebrating his life, you have... his mortal remains at the Congress headquarters. All of this takes away from what has been the BJP's favorite trope, which is to go after the Congress and call it dynastic and being a Nehru-Gandhi family.
Yeah. So maybe that's what's pinching the BJP. I mean, honestly, the Sanju Verma's litany going back to the 1950s. I can also point out so many things the BJP did when Manmohan Singh was Prime Minister. They called him a puppet Prime Minister. They didn't allow him to swear in they didn't allow him to introduce his Council of Ministers in Parliament. When he was introducing Lalu Yadav as his Railways Minister, they stood up and shouted, Chara chor, chara chor, chara chor. It was very humiliating. They humiliated Manmohan Singh again and again through his tenure. So, if we're talking about the Nehru-Gandhi family humiliating Manmohan Singh, the BJP did its equal share of humiliating Manmohan Singh through his tenure.
But Aarti Jarat, that is politics.
And now suddenly,
yes,
both sides seem to have found, all these virtues, which is a good thing. Actually, I was very, very happy when Manmohan Singh passed away and we saw both sides rise to this very sad occasion and, come together in their praise of Manmohan Singh and the legacy that he has left behind. And, it is so sad that it hasn't lasted more than 48 hours, this, kind of thing, which is the saddest thing you can do for a person like Manmohan Singh. He really needs to be above politics. And, I don't know who to blame because both sides, I think, are equally to blame. But this is somebody who should be above politics because of his massive contribution. And it's, let me again stress, it's not just economic reform. It is also foreign policy. The India-US civil nuclear deal stands as a game changer in, India's standing in the world. And it is on these things, these foundations that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has built. So, the man has contributed so much, he really needs to be above party politics. And hey, if for once the Congress is giving space to somebody other than the Nehru-Gandhi family, I think we should appreciate the Congress for that.
Right. And maybe that's why.
Maybe times are changing.
Maybe Sanju Verma, that's the issue. Because the messaging will be all wrong. Then the BJP won't know what to attack the Congress with. The messaging to the cadre is going, in the sense that, listen, you could be anyone, you will be respected. Because it's not happened before. But Sanju Verma, taking off from what Aarti Jarat also said, there have been enough instances that the BJP and its politics, that went after Dr. Singh. Who can forget when the Prime Minister stood up and said, Jo raincoat pehan ke nahate hain. But having said that, Sanju Verma, you made your point very clearly, point by point, but you still haven't answered my question, Sanju Verma, on the charges of why at the final, right, Dr. Singh, as per allegations of the Congress and the family, was disrespected.
Preeti, let me be very clear to you with no offense to you. I have tremendous respect for you. When you say, strong messaging has gone down to the Congress karyakartas by the Congress party and the BJP is on the defensive, please excuse me. The Congress party and its charades are absolutely out there in the public domain for everyone to see. Nobody believes a charlatan called Rahul Gandhi. Nobody believes a charlatan called Sonia Gandhi. Nobody believes a charlatan called Mallikarjun Kharge and K.C. Venugopal and much more. Nobody believes a charlatan like Pawan Kheda, whose credibility is lower than the depths of Mariana Trench.
Ma'am, allow her to speak. You'll get equal time. Can I just get Sanju Verma? Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am, I'll come back to you. Hold your peace. Yes, go ahead. Make your point.
Repeat. Yes, Preeti, I repeat. Pawan Kheda has lower credibility than the depths of Mariana Trench. But let me say one thing very clearly. The BJP is not the party that has a point to prove here. We have assured that a memorial will be built. A trust is being constituted to identify a place so that Manmohan Singh's legacy is properly cherished and his followers can get to know more about him than they ever have in the last so many decades, thanks to Congress party, which completely debilitated whatever was left of Manmohan Singh's stature. When people say, oh, BJP ne Manmohan Singh ji ke liye ye nahi kiya, wo nahi kiya, I want to ask Aarti Jarat and I want to ask Rashid Kidwai. We are 30 minutes into the debate. Both of you did not even once mention that Manmohan Singh's credibility was obliterated to smithereens on the 28th of September 2013, when in full public glare, Rahul Gandhi tore apart an ordinance which was drafted by Manmohan Singh and his cabinet, showcasing utter contempt and disdain for Manmohan Singh. And the two of you are sitting here and giving a bhashan to Sanju Verma, to Modi government. आप लोगों से एक बार ये नहीं कहा गया, Rahul Gandhi, why are you desperate? Could you not have waited for 72 hours? Why did you rush off to Vietnam? Could you not have spoken about how Rahul Gandhi tore apart an ordinance? Could you not have spoken about the fact that Manmohan Singh, this is not Sanju Verma saying it. Rashid, since you say you believe in accuracy, let me tell you 1 minute, Preeti. There is a journal called The Independent. In 2012, they came out with a headline calling Manmohan Singh Sonia Gandhi's poodle. And then there is the Time magazine, which came out with a cover story in 2012 again, calling Manmohan Singh the underachiever because he allowed himself to be ridden roughshod over by the National Advisory Council led by the likes of Harsh Mandar and Sonia Gandhi's other acolytes. But you will not see Rashid Kejriwal talk about it. You will not see Aarti Jairaj talk about it. But यहाँ बैठकर मोदी सरकार को भाषण दे रहा है. We are building a memorial for Manmohan Singh. Build Sonia Gandhi build a memorial for PV Narasimha Rao.
Let me go across and get...
Sonia Gandhi build a memorial for PV Narasimha Rao.
Fair point. I'll ask that question. I want to move...
a memorial for PV Narasimha Rao.
I want to move on. But you know, we are...
1 minute.
Ma'am, no. Come on. 10 seconds. Make your point.
Can you please stop interrupting me? Thank you.
I need to move on, ma'am. 10 seconds, make your point.
Can I finish? Yes. I want to leave your audience with one thought. After 10 years of his demise, it was the Modi government which built a memorial for PV Narasimha Rao, gave him a Bharat Ratna to Pranab Mukherjee. इसलिए कांग्रेस दरबारी यहाँ बैठकर मोदी सरकार को आईना दिखाना बंद करिए. Look at the mirror and what you will see is an ugly image you won't like.
All right, okay. You know, because, you know, I'm quite fascinated with all of this because then it happens cutting across party lines. Spokespersons will come and will quote the Times magazine, will quote the Independent when it suits them and completely pull away when it doesn't suit them. Because the Times magazine, Sanju Verma and Bhavya have done multiple pieces on cutting across party divide. But, you know, we're going to come right back to it. Bhavya, I want to bring you back into this conversation. And I would reckon with what Sanju Verma said, would you think time has come now for the Congress party to rethink how it honors its leaders, especially posthumously? Because no matter how hard you try, you will never be able to avoid the jibe when it comes down to PV Narasimha Rao. And I'm sure Rashid Kejriwal will come in on this, on how his body wasn't even allowed to be brought in to the Congress headquarters.
This debate was about Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and the disrespect and the mismanagement BJP did during his cremation. And still now, it's been 30 minutes and Sanju Verma did not give us an answer to why the Prime Minister and the ministers did not stand when the widow of the ex-Prime Minister was given the national flag. She did not answer why there were not enough chairs for the close family members there. Why Amit Shah's motorcade disrupted the whole funeral procession and the close family members did not even come close to the pyre because of him. They were, they literally had to be located and brought in between. Manmohan Singh ji had made a statement that history will be kinder to me because of the way this BJP had just unleashed its ecosystem on social media to troll him and to disrespect him. And these people are bent upon not even letting history be kinder to them. They think they can do this by not even giving him a memorial space. Trust me, he lives in the hearts of those crores of people whose life has been changed. Millions of people who were uplifted from the BPL, from the below poverty line.
All right.
These people are no one. 1 second, let me finish. She got a lot of time.
Go ahead, ma'am. Make your point.
I deserve that too. I really, if only Sanju Verma had made some points, at accepting the fact
Sanju
that
Verma, Sanju Verma.
All right, can I? No,
Sanju
ma'am,
Verma,
no. Account the same courtesy that you demand. Okay, can I just get Bhavya? Bhavya, 20 seconds, make your point. Just Bhavya, 20 seconds, make your point.
You did not give any statement to justify any questions that the anchor asked or that I asked. Manmohan Singh ji deserved the respect. You people did not give him that. And we demanded it. And listen, Congress gave him the most powerful position that exists in this country. That's the Prime Ministership position. Because of his talent.
All right, I'm going to take in 10 seconds from Rashid Kidwai and Aarti Jairat. But Bhavya ji, the question is. No. Bhavya ji, two things you said. Number one, the BJP, there was a letter by the Home Ministry. Can I just get Bhavya? All right. Bhavya ji, I want to just quickly move on. Now, let me just come back to you. Number one, the government as well, there's a letter by the Home Ministry which has made it very clear that a memorial site will be given. You know, they wanted the last rites to be over and a memorial site will be given. So it's not that the government is denying that. Number two, you know, you might be accusing Sanju Verma of avoiding the question, which she has, but you're avoiding the same question. When I ask you about Narasimha Rao, you turn it around and you answer something entirely differently. But that's
you know what? It's really very convenient for you people to turn around the whole thing against the Congress.
You know, ma'am, I'll tell you what. It's very convenient. It is very convenient for political spokespersons to turn it around at the anchor and at
the present.
It's very convenient, ma'am. It is very convenient for political spokespersons to turn it around on the anchor, and the question wasn't answered by Ms. Verma. The question wasn't answered by you. You can turn around and accuse me, but that's the fact. I want to just bring in very quickly, 10 seconds each. Rashid Kidwai, the question that I did ask Ms. Bhavya, let me pose that to you. Would you reckon that the Congress will now possibly rethink how it's honored its senior leaders, especially posthumously?
Well, Preeti, yes, they should, but there is always, politics. There is internal political dynamics that determine these things. Just as if I ask that did, Ballaj Madhav got its due, was a founder of Bharatiya Janasangh in the BJP Janasangh, sort of ecosystem. So, Narasimha Rao also was a maverick because the way he brought in Jain Hawala case and the entire Congress party top leadership suffered, as well as even Mr. L.K. Advani. He was also named with that. And who was the Prime Minister when Mr. Narasimha Rao's mortal remains were not allowed inside the Congress party? It was Dr. Manmohan Singh. Did he write anything? Did he make any comment about it, any public pronouncement or private pronouncement? So these should leave it to political parties and the internal dynamics. We cannot justify or defend or, criticize it.
All right, Aarti Jairat, before I go into, I move on in the bulletin, I just want to bring you in. Would you think that somewhere down the line, Dr. Singh has become larger in death than he was in life? History is already kind of, but there's a fair amount of controversy that's come with it.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question that he's been larger in life, and I'm sure this controversy will ultimately blow away. And, what we will remember is what Manmohan Singh contributed to the country's progress and development and its international standing. And those are the things that will be remembered by history.
And I would hope he let it rest on that. I'm running out of time and I'm cutting you short. I apologize, but I hope, we let it rest at that and pull away from all that we see right now. It's distasteful, unsavory, it's dirty. We don't want that. All right, let's quickly move on. So, Delhi is headed to elections amidst a huge row over freebies. Arvind Kejriwal today announced a brand new scheme that offers a monthly stipend of 18,000 to Hindu and Sikh priests. BJP called it another false stunt ahead of polls. Remember, a big war of words is already raging over Aam Aadmi Party's poll promise of 2,100 rupees to women in Delhi.
It is raining freebies offers in the national capital ahead of assembly polls. Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal has announced one more scheme, the Pujari Granthi Samman Yojana, to woo the voters in Delhi.
इस योजना के तहत मंदिरों में भगवान की पूजा करने वाले लोगों को पूजा करवाने वाले पुजारियों को और गुरुद्वारे में ग्रंथियों को हर महीने सम्मान राशि देने का प्रावधान है।
The registration for the scheme will begin on Tuesday. The BJP is gunning for Aam Aadmi Party over its newly announced scheme for priests. The BJP accused Kejriwal of ignoring pujaris and granthis for the past 10 years and waking up ahead of elections.
2022 में ये पिटीशन डाली गई। 2023 से लगातार माननीय हाई कोर्ट द्वारा दिल्ली की सरकार को निर्देश दिया गया कि इस पर अपनी नीति बताइए, और हर बार दिल्ली सरकार ने अगली तारीख लेकर इसको टालने की कोशिश की।
Kejriwal is on a roll, announcing various SOPs. Aam Aadmi Party's Mahila Samman Yojana promising cash transfer to women and Sanjeevani Yojana promising free treatment for citizens above 60 faced massive backlash from the BJP and the Congress. Aam Aadmi Party and BJP are also locked in war over illegal immigration.
सच्चाई ये है कि आज तक कहीं भी किसी भी रोहिंग्या को कोई भी फ्लैट नहीं दिया गया है। जो लोग झूठे नारे लगा रहे हैं वो भी ये बात जानते हैं।
मेरी इनसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि हरदीप पुरी जी को गिरफ्तार कर लीजिए। उनके पास सारा डेटा है, कहां-कहां उन्होंने रोहिंग्यों को बसाया, उन्होंने ट्वीट करके बताया है। ये इतनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं, जरूरत क्या है, नौटंकी क्यों कर रहे हैं?
With polls just around the corner, freebies and illegal immigration have become top talking points in Delhi. Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, the political slugfest is only going to get muckier as days go by. By the time you come in after the new year, in just about 2 days, it's full-blown campaigning and an election on steroids. With that, let's quickly move on. The alleged sexual assault of a second-year student on the campus of Anna University on December 23rd has now sparked protests across Tamil Nadu. Opposition BJP and AIDMK continue to target the DMK government. This even as NCW's fact-finding team visited the university.
The investigation in the Anna University student sexual assault case picked up pace. The Madras High Court has constituted an all-women IPS officers special investigation team to probe not just the crime but also the leak of the FIR in the case that revealed the survivors' details.
இது ஒரு மேஜர் செக்யூரிட்டி லாப்ஸ்ன்றதை ஒத்துக்கிறீங்களா?
சம்பந்தப்பட்ட அந்த நபர் குற்றவாளி என்று சொல்லப்பட்டிருக்கிற அந்த நபர் குற்றவாளி நபர்.
The MK Stalin government is under fire over its handling of the investigation. The lone suspect arrested by the police in the case, Gyanashekharan, who runs an eatery near the university campus, is allegedly linked to the ruling party. India Today confronted Tamil Nadu Education Minister, who assured strict action against those who are guilty in the coming days.
இது ஒரு மேஜர் செக்யூரிட்டி லாப்ஸ்ன்றதை ஒத்துக்கிறீங்களா?
மேஜர் செக்யூரிட்டி லாப்ஸ் என்பதற்கு நடந்த நேரம் என்பது 8 மணி. சம்பந்தப்பட்ட அந்த நபர் குற்றவாளி என்று சொல்லப்பட்டிருக்கிற அந்த நபர் குற்றவாளி நபர் அடிக்கடி வந்து போகக்கூடிய பழக்கத்தையும் பெற்றிருக்கிறார். இதை வாயில் காப்பாளர்கள் சொல்லுகிறார்கள்.
Actor turned politician and Tamilnaga Vetri Kazhagam chief Vijay met Governor R.N. Ravi in Chennai and submitted a petition seeking protection for women in public places. State BJP chief Annamalai is on a fast, demanding justice for the Anna University assault survivor.
Allegedly has raped this girl is part of DMK's system and their workers and karyakartas. The reason I would believe that because they always abuse and oppose Sanatan Dharma. They do not know the value of a woman and the value of a Shakti.
The principal opposition party in the state, the AIADMK, demanded Stalin's resignation over the issue.
If his mobile phone was on the flight mode, how come police could take 20 numbers based on the mobile phone towers and call them the next day of inquiry, where this guy was also present? And while this guy was being inquired in the police station, a DMK office bearer and the lawyer has barged into the station, threatened the police and took him away. Just because we initiated the protest and it spiraled to the next level, the police were forced to arrest him.
The DMK has launched a firefight. Women from the DMK youth wing on Monday held placards stating they were safe in Tamil Nadu. CM M.K. Stalin has promised strictest action against the accused in the case. Meanwhile, a fact-finding team of the National Commission for Women visited the university on Monday.
Fact-finding committee अभी वहीं पे है, यूनिवर्सिटी कैंपस में है. अलग-अलग लोगों को कमेटी मिल रही है. वो जो विक्टिम है उन्हीं के साथ भी मिल रही है, उनके परिवार के साथ. यूनिवर्सिटी में जो काम करने वाला जो व्यवस्थापन है उनके साथ भी आज उनका मिलना हो रहा है और प्रत्यक्ष रूप में क्या-क्या घटनाएं वहाँ पे घटी है इसकी पूरी जांच पड़ताल आज कमेटी वहाँ पे कर रही है.
Opposition parties are coming together and are asking pertinent questions. How can an habitual offender enter such a safe place? What is the condition of women students across the state of Tamil Nadu? How safe are they? These are the questions that are being put forward by the opposition parties as they are protesting against the state of law and order in the state of Tamil Nadu. Videsh, Pramod Madhav, Point Internet.
Meanwhile, chaos erupted on the streets of Patna on Sunday evening after thousands of Bihar Public Service Commission aspirants demanded re-examination. Bihar leaders of opposition Tejasvi Yadav slammed the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar over the issue and accused them of playing with the future of youth in Bihar.
Crackdown on hundreds of job aspirants in Patna. These students were demanding re-examination of the 70th BPSC prelims after an alleged paper leak. As the protest intensified, the police resorted to lathi charge and water cannons to disperse the students. The BPSC has ruled out re-examination.
री एग्जाम करने का कोई ग्राउंड तो है नहीं हमारे पास. जिस सेंटर पर प्रॉब्लम आया, जो समस्या आई, उसके चलते उस सेंटर को रद्द कर दिया गया है. आज तक कोई रिपोर्ट नहीं है. सभी जगह शांतिपूर्ण परीक्षा होने की रिपोर्ट मिली है. हमने तो नेगोशिएशन का डोर बंद नहीं किया है ना. हमारे पास तो कोई प्रतिनिधि मंडल उस तरह का आया नहीं है सवाल पूछने या बात करने. वो तो सीधे कह रहे हैं कि बीपीएससी से मिलेंगे ही नहीं. तो हम लोग तो जबरदस्ती किसी को बुला के बात नहीं कर सकते.
The crackdown on students has sparked a political row, with the opposition targeting the Nitish government.
जब समय आता है समस्या का समाधान कराने का, तो सब लोग गायब रहते हैं. तो ये गंभीर मसला है. इसको लेकर के कल जो घटना हुई, इसकी कितनी भी निंदा की जाए वो कम है. हमने नैतिक समर्थन दिया. मुख्यमंत्री को एक बार नहीं, दो बार हमने चिट्ठी लिखी.
पहली मांग जो छात्रों की सबसे बड़ी मांग है कि री एग्जामिनेशन कराया जाए. दूसरी मांग जो अनियमितता बीपीएससी परीक्षा को कंडक्ट करने में हुई है, उसकी एक न्यायिक या उच्च स्तरीय जांच होनी चाहिए. तीसरी मांग सोनू यादव जो लड़का इस पूरे प्रकरण में जिसने आत्महत्या कर ली, उसके परिवार को कम से कम 10 लाख रुपए की आर्थिक सहायता मिलनी चाहिए.
Students are adamant on continuing their protests until their demands are met. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Today. We'll see you in the new year. Wish you a very, very happy new year.